Hi everyone, Sherry here, and I wanted to show you all how to use our freebie cut files or how to download and save our freebie cut files for use in your own silhouette. Apparently not everyone is sure how to do that. So this is how we do it. You go to our shop, and in the shop, under at the bottom here, you see freebies. If you click on freebies, that will bring you all our cut files as well as our printables. In this case, we're going to work with that library card that I have on my layout. So click on the library pockets, and that will open up two different style cut files for you. And Albert has gone ahead and told us how to save the cut files to our computer. So I'm going to save this one because this is the one we worked with. So we want to right click on it and save the image as. I generally save my downloaded files to my desktop, because my desktop is pretty clean and I can easily find them when I'm ready to import them into my silhouette. So I chose desktop, click save, and the file now will be saved to my desktop. If we go to the desktop now, we can see here are my files. So now let's open our Silhouette software and import that file so that we can save it as a cut file. So in the Silhouette software, click File, choose Open, and search for your cut on your desktop. In this case, here's mine. Double click on it and it will automatically open up into my Silhouette software. Now we can tell that if we were to select this and hit send it to the Silhouette, nothing will cut. We know that by choosing our scissor tool. It will highlight, there should be a red arrow, a red line, around my file, and indicating that that's what will cut if we send it to the Silhouette. In this case, it's not. We need to trace this image and create a cut file out of this JPEG image. So this is how we are going to do this. Go to your trace window, which is right here, the yellow box with the blue center. Click on it. And now we need to select the trace area. Once we select the trace area, we are then free to go ahead and select it. In this case, we could, if we wanted, just select the one library pocket and work with it as such. Or what I would rather do is just, if you like them both, let's just trace them both and save them both, and then we're free to separate them afterwards, and I'll show you how to do that when we get there. So we have selected our trace area. Now, if we look closely at this trace, we can see that the lines are not perfectly straight, and there's some little bit of black showing. This is how I know that my file is not going to cut perfectly. The outer edge isn't so bad. This isn't so bad. It will probably still cut fairly cleanly. This is what will concern me. These little black areas will actually cut out. We don't want them to cut out. We want this to be a solid cut here. So in order to prevent that, go ahead and unclick your high pass filter. Unclicking it will turn the whole image yellow and give you a nice clean cut. See, no more black holes here. So now we are able to go ahead and trace it. So we need to tell the Silhouette that we want to trace it. So click on Trace. That will create a traced file for you. So click on the original JPEG image, go ahead, select it, and delete it. Easy as that. Now you have your two library pockets. If you wanted to always work with them as so, you can leave it as this and save the file as such. Or for me, again, I like to separate it. I like to make fast work for myself for when I'm ready to go ahead and use the file next time. So I'm going to select my image. I'm going to go to my Modify window, and I'm going to release the compound path. That's essentially telling the Silhouette that I want these two images separated. But by releasing the compound path, everything you'll see becomes separated. So in this case, I'm going to undo that so that everything's lined up perfectly as the image was created. I'm going to select my second image. And in this case, I'm going to just simply delete it. There's another option, like normally I would save it as its own file, but for today, let's just delete it. Let's work with this file here. So now I've deleted the image I don't want, and actually, in my layout, I used this image, didn't I? So let's select the top one. Sorry about that. And let's delete this one. There we go. So now I have just this image left. But again, see, everything's still separate. So I want to go ahead and put it back exactly as Albert created it. Select all the components of the file and create a compound path again. That will keep everything lined up exactly as I want it. Now I have my file ready to use, and if you wanted, you could go right from this step into cutting it. So let's double check and make sure that it's all going to cut. Everything will cut out perfectly now. So I could go ahead and send this directly to my silhouette now, or I could, what I prefer to do is at this point I would save it. I would go ahead and I would save it in my documents. I go to my documents and I look up, I have a file in here under documents that is all my silhouette cut files. So I would save it into my silhouette cut files. Just as so, I wouldn't necessarily change the name. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Click OK, and now, see, I've already saved it. So let's just go ahead and replace it. And then I also would go and save it in my library as well. And I would give it a name. So in this case, we're going to call it Chic Tags and Library Pocket. And it's saved as a regular cut file. Just click OK, and now it will show up in your library as well. So you've saved it in your documents and you've saved it in your library. That way, if anything ever happened to your Silhouette software, everything, all your files that you've downloaded, especially your freebies, would continue to be saved on your computer, and you would just simply re-import them into the software once you reloaded it to your computer. So that is how we download and save a freebie Chic Tags cut and create a cut file for us to use in our Silhouette. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that it helps you. Don't forget to share your work with us. We love to see what you create.